Hey, this is Rick with Social Good Software, and this short guide I'm going to be sharing with you how to create a ad hoc query that will be able to represent the ticket sold for a program. We'll have separate queries here for programs and memberships, but for this one specifically, it's just going to be for a ticketed program. Now, you should be able to log into your Altru account and be able to create a query. If you don't have an Altru account, make sure you contact your system administrator and they'll be able to put that together here for you. So let's just jump right into it. We're going to head over into analysis here, and we're going to go over into information library. And the first thing we want to do here is we want to go ahead and click add an ad hoc query. And then we're going to go down to sales orders here, and we're going to click OK. And this is going to bring up the dialog to create a new ad hoc query. We're going to start off first with the include records where section, which is the section here on the top. And we're going to be adding some restrictions to our query here. We're going to start off by going into sales order item ticket, sales order item tickets, and then we're going to go ticket status is equal to active. So it's equal to active, and we're going to go ahead and click OK. And then we're going to go down to ticket number. So under the same section, we're going to go ticket number, and the ticket number we want to say not blank. So we only want ticket numbers that actually have a ticket number. Now I'll go ahead and click OK here, and then the next thing here is we want to go to constituents email address right here, and then we're going to say primary email address, and we're going to say is equal to yes, and then we're going to go back down to sales order again. So sales order item ticket, program events, and then we're going to go to start date here, start date, and we're going to say is equal to today. Alright, so let's just take each part of these restrictions on this query and then let's break down each one and what they do. The status is equal to active just simply means that the ticket number is valid, it hasn't been refunded. The ticket number is not blank. This field right here is required because we do need a ticket number to be able to validate on. This primary email address is equal to yes. We're going to be using an email address to look up constituents that have forgotten their tickets. So that we need this in order for us to be able to make sure we're looking at the right email addresses. And then sales order item ticket, start date is today. So this restricts the query to only show the tickets that have been, they're happening today. So if you do not want to look up constituents by email address, you can get rid of this. If you do not want to restrict your ticket validation just to today and you want to do a different day, or if your tickets are valid for like a year, you might want to change this restriction here to use the option calendar year to date. So just depending on how your organization works, you might want to adjust these fields here, but this is a good starting point here. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at now the results fields to display. The results fields here, I'll share with you what they are here, and you can adjust these fields depending on kind of what you want to show inside your query. So let me close these out so we don't get confused. And we're going to keep the lookup ID. We're going to go to sales order items, sales order item ticket, sales order item ticket. And then we're going to go to program events, name. Program events, name. Now the name, we just use it for us to verify that we're actually selecting the right program. So when we go to preview results, this is just a quick handy way for us to be able to see that we're actually working with the right program type. Now, because if you have other ticketed programs and you want to restrict your query based on the program name, then that's something you would have to do here. But in our case, we don't, so we're just going to keep it as is. Now we're actually going to add the constituents email address. We're going to go constituents email address, email address, and we're going to do email address, move that over. There we go. So then now we're going to go sales order item, sales order item ticket, tickets, and we're going to do ticket number. We're going to move that over. Now the ticket number is something that is actually required by the query, because this is how we're able to convert those barcodes into the ticket number and be able to verify the ticket number that we're scanning in is actually valid. And then lastly, we're going to go here and we're going to add in a system record ID, and the system record ID we're going to be adding is going to be from sales order item tickets, system record ID. So you want to make sure you add that in there, and this system record ID is also required because it allows us to be able to tell Altru that this ticket was actually scanned. So these are the two fields that are actually required: the ticket number and the system record ID. The email address, the program events, and lookup ID, these are all optional, and they can be a quick handy way for you to be able to look up constituents based on this information. So now that you have selected those fields, you have the option to display additional fields if you choose to. For example, if you want to look up people by name, maybe by phone number, maybe by email address, which is where we're doing this case, or by name, that is an option you can do here. You just simply have to include the fields here that you want to look them up by. Whatever fields you choose to show on the results to display will be shown in the app in the search option functionality. So I'm going to jump over to the app here. If you click on this little search bar on the top right hand side, it will take you to this search by, and you can see here it's searching by lookup ID, name, status, start date, price, ticket number, and all of those fields correspond to these here. So you can see here lookup ID, name, name. So if you want to include more fields in this search by section, you just simply have to include them in the results field here, and they will show up on the app. Alright, so it looks like I'm pretty happy here. You want to head over to the preview tab here, and it will show you the results of your query. Now, since we're currently not operating right now, we don't have any tickets sold, and that's okay. So we're just gonna move on here. I'm pretty happy with these results, but if you wanted to change the output filter here for some dates in the past, you can to do some testing, but for now I'm pretty happy with these options so far. I'm going to click on set save options now, and we're going to go ahead and save our query. I'm going to go ahead and name it ticket sold today barcode scanner, and then if you choose to, you can give it a category and put it inside a folder. So far I'm happy with this, so I'm just going to move down to the next section here. Now this is the important part here, options for using this query. You want to make sure you uncheck the suppress duplicate row option here. Don't worry about having duplicates, we'll catch those on the mobile app side, so make sure you uncheck that. And then on the permission side, you want to make sure that the allow all users to run this query is enabled. Now this is really important because this is how the app is going to be able to run this query every 5 minutes to pull in any new data, any new barcodes, or any new sales that have happened in the past 5 minutes. So once you're happy with that, you want to go ahead and just click on save and close, and that will go ahead and save your entire query. So I'm going to go ahead and click on save and close, and that's all there is to creating a ad hoc query for the barcode scanner. So that's going to go ahead and do it here for me. If you have any questions, make sure you reach out. We're always happy to help.